What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. Hi if you're new here. Hi if you're not. Today we're going to be looking at some problematic business coaches saying some scammy stuff over on TikTok. Before we get into it, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who is newly subscribed to my channel. If you've been watching closely, which I know some of you have, we surpassed 4,000 subscribers last night, and I just literally can't believe it. So thank you so much if you're new here for making my childhood dreams come true. I do want to give a quick shout out to my VIP channel members. There's a few new people on the list, which I'm super excited about. So shout out to Pablo Eater, Lisa Loading, Why Self-Help Sucks, Lisa Hance, Kojo, Tom Stevens, and Hillary Flynn. Eventually, I'm going to have to just put your faces up on the screen. I'm not going to have time to sit here and read this whole list, but thank you so much. If you're interested in learning more about my membership, you can click the join button down below. Let's go ahead and jump right into the first video. Okay, so the first video we're going to be looking at is from someone who identifies as a business coach, and the caption reads, "The truth about money that no one is sharing. It's actually easy to make money. My passion is taking the mystery out of making big money as a business owner. More on the podcast," and then she links the name of her podcast. So let's give it a watch.
The truth about money that I wish I was taught from birth, that most of us weren't, we had to learn along the way, and maybe no one's ever taught you. And I'm going to, from the beautiful abundance of prime manifesting hour, and in the middle of the ocean.
Okay, is it weird to anyone else that this individual is literally in the middle of the ocean with their phone? Like, maybe it's because I'm really clumsy, but I would be so nervous that I'm going to drop it in the ocean.
Money's actually really easy to make. There's money everywhere. There's millions, billions of transactions happening all of the time. There are people making money with products that are crappy. There's people making products that are making billions of dollars because they're incredible inventions. There are people paying for others' intellectual property and their expertise all the time. What's blocking you from getting the abundance, getting the cash that you desire, is your belief that for some reason you're not capable of it, you're not enough, you don't have what it takes, it's not an energetic match for you. And that's what's blocking it from coming in. And I know you hear people say, "Oh, money is energy," and it's like, what the F does that even mean? When we're stuck in that state of self-doubt, kind of aren't really sure if something is for us, if it's meant for us, if it's possible for us, what ends up happening is we attract experiences, situations, and things to prove whatever we're thinking. So what I need you to start doing is continually reminding yourself, why not me? Why can't I have this, right? It used to be a major thing for me to even get a job that paid $50,000 a year. And then I upped that to 75, then 100,000, then $1 million, right? Because I didn't believe anything else was possible. Then I had beliefs that I couldn't make more money unless I did more. I gave more time. I put in more effort. I put in more work, right? And then I would end up repelling and pushing away the abundance because the last thing I wanted to have to do was give more of my time and more work because I was already so exhausted.
Okay, she's taking a concept here that I do believe is true and twisting it in a way like so many of these coaches like to do. So there is this concept of, understanding what is possible for you. And I like to use personal examples in most of the stuff that I talk about here. Everything I say on this channel is my opinion. But I grew up in a relatively small town, rural Ontario, Canada. And I would say the average income of someone who lives in the place that I'm from, if you look at Stats Can, it's actually exceptionally low because a lot of people are on public assistance. But people who are working and able to work, I would guess that the average income per individual is probably, let's say, $60,000. And that's probably being generous, honestly. People probably make significantly less than that. But if I think about even when I had a full-time government job, which would be considered a good job in that area, I was making $24 an hour, and I think it worked out to around $45,000 a year. And again, that was considered to be a good opportunity, a good job, and a good salary, which obviously in this economy is nothing now. But I didn't know any better at that time. I didn't have a lot of friends who were working in tech and working in these industries where people on average are making $75,000, $100,000, $150,000 a year. And so it took me getting out and talking to other people outside of the place that I was living to realize, like, wow, there actually is a huge opportunity to get a better paying job that makes more money. And so I understand this narrative of thinking like, oh yeah, like $45,000 is good. And then you get a job that pays $60,000 and you're like, $60,000 is good. And then you get a job that pays $80,000 and so on and so on. And it's not until you expose yourself to those opportunities that you see that it's possible. However, what she's kind of alluded to, and I'm sure she'll get to in the rest of this video, is this idea that all you have to do is believe and understand that that amount of money is available in order to make it. So just because I have a friend that makes $150,000 a year, I can just believe my way to making $150,000 a year. And that's the part where I think it gets really twisted, because obviously there are certain areas of expertise and experience and maybe even education that you need in order to achieve those jobs that pay that amount of money. And it doesn't simply just come down to believing in yourself and believing that you're worthy of it.
And it simply was all around a belief. And it wasn't even true. I get to make more money by doing less. In fact, the more fun I have, the more fun I have, the more joy I have, the more I radiate, the more I'm in a sense of ease, the more money I make. And I really believe that. So you might not be yet at a point where you can believe that exact statement, because there was a time in my life where I would have been like, this girl's whack. But I want you to come up with something that you can stand behind, that you're an energetic match for, that's at a much better vibrational level than, I can't do this. This is for other people. Only women like that can do it. Only men like this can do it. No one's ever done it before. The market's saturated. Those are not calling in the money that you deserve and that you desire. So I need you to pick another thought that you can stand behind. Then you're going to start attracting evidence and seeing evidence of it working. Right now, I'm evidence for a lot of you. I've been here for a week. I've showed up and shared, of course, on social media because I love you guys. And I've made probably, I don't know, $40,000, $50,000 so far by being here, luxuriating. But I had to believe that was possible first. And I have to choose and believe that that's possible every single day. Otherwise, I'll start repelling it. And believe me, if we go back to April, and I have an upcoming podcast episode on it, I did repel some cash with my thoughts. So I have an example of that coming. I want you to drop right below, because I know most of us are terrible about actually following through with homework. I want you to drop below in comments a thought that you can be an energetic match to, something you can stand behind.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. Belief alone is not going to make you rich. Oh my goodness. And again, let me just reiterate this, that sure, your belief in yourself is directly going to impact your ability to show up and to try new things. And it will directly impact your capacity to believe you can be successful at those things, which in turn can impact your confidence, which can in turn impact whether or not you actually go after those things that you want. I get that. I don't disagree. But just because you believe that you deserve to be successful doesn't mean that you are going to be successful, and doesn't mean that people are all of a sudden going to start paying you a bunch of money because you believe that you deserve all of that money. And so I really just think that this video and videos like this that we see time and time again are just incredibly misleading for people, especially those that feel, down on their luck, like they're in financial distress, like they wish they were in a better situation. It leads them to believe that it's simply their problem, their thoughts, and if they just thought more positively, they would be able to get rich too. Okay, now I don't mean any hate to this particular creator. I mean, I never mean hate to any of the creators I include in my videos, but this creator in particular is actually an accomplished entrepreneur who built a business outside of coaching to over 6 figures. Now she takes the things that she learned in that process and teaches it to other people. Again, if you have skills and experience that you want to teach other people to make money, that's fine. She has, however, kind of started to slide into the more like coaches coaching thing. Story for another day. I just wanted to show this video because I think that the message that she portrays is one that we see time and time again in this space.
I really want to work with you. I just can't afford it. How many times have you gotten that DM and you're thinking, oh my God, do I need to lower my prices? How do I make this work? Listen, stop doing that. When somebody tells you you they're too expensive and they can't afford you, what they're actually saying is one of these two things. Number one, I don't fully believe that the money that I'm going to spend is worth the value that I think that I'm going to receive by going through this program. Say you sell a course for $500 and you're getting people that are telling you it's too expensive. But if you told those same people if they spent $500, they'd be able to go on a dream 3-day vacation anywhere in their country, I bet you they'd pay the money. Because the perceived value of what they will receive based on the money that they give is worth it in their brain. What this means is that your content strategy and your messaging or the conversations you're having with people are not giving them a very clear idea of what their life experience is going to be after going through your product or service. Number two is they actually have no urgency and they don't want their problem solved, which does happen, but most of the time it is the first thing.
Or number three, they actually can't afford what you're selling. Sorry, I had to. Now, I don't necessarily disagree with what she said in this video. As business owners and marketers, a lot of the times we get so caught up in communicating the specs of our offer that we kind of forget that people don't really care about that. They want to know the transformation, the value, and not the nitty-gritty details of the thing that they're buying. And so when she talks about perceived value, this is a legitimate thing that I have seen time and time again. I've had to work through it in my own business and the way that I communicate my own messaging and my own offers. But I think in the coaching space in particular, it becomes a little bit problematic, and here's why. Basically, what I've seen is that these coaches will use this narrative of, oh, you just need to communicate the value in order to justify their absolutely ridiculous pricing. So, things like the transformation I will offer you will give you a $5,000 ROI. My value is $500 an hour. The transformation I provide you is immeasurable, therefore pay me $10,000. And so instead of maybe realizing that perhaps the reason people don't want to pay you $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 is because you're not actually offering that value, they are led to believe that it's their messaging that's the problem, and all they need to do is hire another mentor who can help them figure out their messaging, and they should just continue to invest more of their own money, and that's how they're going to be successful. And then we end up with this pyramid of coaches coaching coaches to coach coaches because none of them are actually providing that value. They've just kind of all convinced each other that if they keep investing, the value will return in itself. So hopefully with that explanation, you could see how this particular message could be problematic. Okay, one more video for today. This one's pretty quick, and it's in response to a question where someone was asking her why she charges so much money for her coaching.
Let's talk about why my clients pay me $2,400 in my first month as a life coach. Now, when it comes to the life coaching industry, whether you're certified or not, the average life coach in the world right now makes like $234 an hour. And so my first month of business, I was like, okay, let's take $200 an hour, multiply it by the 12 sessions I'm going to deliver my clients. That's how I got to $2,400. And the reason they paid that is because I was very clear on the goals we were going to achieve together and the kind of transformation I was going to provide them. But I will tell you, I would not price my offers the same as I did then, as I do now. If you want to know more about how I price offers now, drop pricing down in the comments and I will shoot another video and tell you how to price your offers.
The value of the transformation. There we hear it again. See, it's the same phrases being spit out. Copy paste, copy paste. They all say the same thing. They all sound the same. Okay, I don't remember what video it was. It might have been a live stream or it was a video I did in the past couple of weeks. But in one of my videos during that time frame, we reviewed a coach who said that new coaches should charge around $2,400 for their services as new coaches. And even now, hearing this back, this concept seems so wild to me, and I made the same point in that video and I'm going to make it again. But in what profession can you start as an entry-level worker and make $200 an hour? Please, legitimate professions. If you know of one, let me know in the comments below. This girl herself even said all she did was take the average price that life coaches earn and then lower it a little bit to apply it to herself. This is giving me the exact same vibes as a coach that I included in this video right here. I think if you scroll to like the 15-minute mark, it'll be that coach's video. And she basically tells us this story about the way to calculate pricing is to figure out how much money you want to make in a year, how many hours a week you want to work, how many weeks of the year you want to work, and you do the math. And so I did it based on the fact that I only want to work 1 day a week for 1 hour, 52 weeks of the year, and I would have to charge $20,000 an hour in order to make $1 million in revenue. And so it seems to me that none of these people are ever basing their pricing on their actual expertise and experience and skills. Instead, they're just arbitrarily picking numbers and being like, yep, I can provide you a valuable transformation, so pay me $200. Like, there's no tangible metrics. They're literally just pulling this all out of their ass. I just don't get it. All right, friends, that's it for today's video. If you have a scam story you want to submit, I have a Google form linked down below where you can do so. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel. Take care. Comb your hair. I will see you in my next video, and I'll leave you with this one right here next. Bye.